Final expense is not for sissies. This is the part 2 video where we're going to analyze analysis by paralysis, and that's coming up right after this. Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's Dave Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor at FEAgentmentor.com, and this is the second of 3 videos in the FE Final Expense is Not for Sissies video series. Today we're going to talk about analysis by paralysis. This particular issue holds a special place in my heart, partially because I am the person who is the prime example of somebody who thinks too damn much. And I've had to, unfortunately, round that, I call it a personality plus an actual characteristic that's good, but I've had to tame it in order to be successful in this business. Now, you may be wondering, well, why is analysis and thinking, quote-unquote, a bad thing? Well, it's because final expense is a simple business. And it's so simple, it's complicated, especially for people who think through things, who understand how processes work, that, you know, are generally logical people. This business has a weird way of working. And the nice thing about it, however, is that the prospecting and sales method that works well is something that's been around for a very long time. And so it's nothing that really requires any newness to it. Certainly there is the, the effort from outside sources and reading about marketing and sales efforts to try to change the final expense marketing methods, the status quo. Because, look, all these marketing methods are new. They utilize the internet. They utilize, a drip campaign via email. They use a lot of other stuff versus a vanilla approach that we use, which is totally unlike what the gurus of marketing suggest are real. And so it's very easy to get swept away by overanalysis, which leads to the paralysis. So how do you fight the analysis by paralysis part? I can tell you my personal experience. One agent told me once, he said, and it's so true, that some lessons can't be taught. So, I will lead personally my agents to the direction. I know exactly what they need to do if they only will listen. And sometimes, though, they've got to do things and screw up to realize that I was right and they should follow this basic approach. And that's how I had to learn things. I got all crazy really early on in my career with weird marketing methods that weren't really tested. And I did okay with them, but I found out before too late that I ran out of money and I had to quit the business. And that was my first reminder that don't screw with what works. Do what works and do it consistently. And if you overanalyze it too much, yeah, you may be onto something, but at the end of the day, the vanilla approach has proven to be the best way to do this business and gets you money in the bank. That's what matters. A lot of the times, the analysis by paralysis group, they want to eliminate things like rejection, like what we talked about in the other video, or the call time or the drive time, and try to make this profession essentially no effort, sit in your underwear, do everything over the phone, never have to meet the person. It's a great way to sell, I agree, but it's hard to do in this business because I've never seen it really done in action. So what would be the best way to just do this business? Best way, of course, is just to listen to what I say. That's a simple way because I know exactly where you're coming from. But B is just do what works. When you do and get involved in final expense, your first objective should be to be successful consistently for a couple of years before trying anything. Because if you go on convention and you talk to producers that do well, they all do direct mail final expense leads. Everybody does the same exact thing that's very successful, that is proven to be successful. So why change anything that's proven to be successful? Just follow the methods as they're laid out. Keep it simple. That's the best thing I can teach you. And the other thing is to use your analysis techniques on something other than this business. Get a hobby, something that can preoccupy your mind a little bit more and be more creative. That's the thing about this business, is that it doesn't require a lot of creativity in the marketing effort. It's just baffling to people, even like myself at times. It's so simple, and the method that we use has been around longer than I've been alive, plus 30 plus years. So hope you enjoyed this video. Very important, especially for many of you out there. Hope you took it to heart. My name's Dave Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor. If you haven't already, join my Final Expense No BS newsletter. You can join right up here at the top. And when you do so, you're going to get four free final expense sales training information. You're going to get scripts and audio recordings of sales calls and prospecting calls, all of which are designed to help you do this business better. So thanks so much for joining, and we will see you next time. Take care.